Hello YouTube, it's TheMagnum924 here, and I am back with Pokemon Wi-Fi battles. Now, with the new generation coming out, I thought this is a great time for me to come back and start doing these kind of videos again. I love almost all of the new Pokemon introduced. There are many new opportunities for me to try new strategies and just do things that I feel like I never do, especially with the Alolan form Pokemon. So, this is the first battle I ever had or first competitive battle I had in this game, and this is with a friend who was in the dorm at the time, who also was playing through Sun and Moon. We were both at about the same point. He was a little further than me. I was like 3/4 through the game. He was almost at the Elite Four. So our teams weren't completely finalized yet. Especially mine, and I still had a Crabrawler, and some of the moves weren't exactly what I wanted them to be, but regardless, he was very confident going in, so I thought, you know what, let's just have this battle, it'll be fun. If I lose, whatever. If I win, cool. But I didn't go in, I went into this battle fully expecting to lose, because of just how confident he was. So let's see how I do. So, he starts off with Golisopod, who I think is one of the coolest looking Pokemon in this entire game, considering what it evolves from. And I start off with Raichu, Alolan Raichu specifically, whose Psychic type, it fits his Pokemon so well. So obviously I was fearing the first impression. So I decided to switch out into Crabrawler, who is a fighting type, who would take first impression fairly well. Now, I honestly expected this to do a lot more, considering Crabrawler aren't that good, period. They don't have very good defenses, and I think mine actually has a minus defense nature. But regardless, it didn't kill me. That's fine. I was able to get up a Break, and that's the strongest move I had against that thing. I think I switched out Rock Slide on it for some other move that wasn't very effective. Maybe a Brutal Swing. So yeah, I didn't have anything good against that. So I get off the first impression with the Golisopod of my own, and I was able to avoid the Sucker Punch, because first impression always goes, I believe it always goes first regardless. It might have a higher priority than Sucker Punch. So, he switches out when I go Leech Life against his Hakamo-O. And it's so ridiculous just how much Leech Life does now. 80 damage when it used to do 20, are you serious? Like, I could understand like 70 or 75 to make it around the same level as Giga Drain and Drain Punch, but 80? Whatever. I'm not complaining. So he keeps using Iron Defense, and I think, you know what? Shadow Claw has a high chance of critical hit. I'll eventually get the critical hit, so I decided to stay in here and keep going for Shadow Claw. Sadly, I never actually do get the critical hit, and he just keeps setting up. I really should have switched out at this point, but I was so set in my way of trying to get the critical hit, I just never got it, but it's whatever. He starts setting up workups, and I thought, okay, this Shadow Claw did not get the crit, so he's going to keep using workup, so I'm going to switch out into Alolan Raichu, because Psychic type is now super effective against Hakamo-O. So, this is a good play on my part, I thought, until he actually straight up just started to attack me. And I'm surprised I didn't kill, even though he's a fighting type. Hakamo-O and the rest of the ones in that line, they don't have the highest attack stat, despite being fighting type, which is a bit annoying, but I kind of understand it, but it's whatever. So he goes out into Golisopod, and fearing the first impression, I switch out into my Incineroar, who is probably my favorite Pokemon in this entire team. He's just so clutch. He doesn't really get his due in this battle, but later battles that I've had, he does some work. So I was fearing the liquidation, or fearing he might switch into something that could resist one of my moves. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go straight for the Malicious Moonsault. I was pretty sure it would kill it, and it would do a bunch of damage to anything else he might switch into. I knew he had a Palisand, so I thought it would kill that. So, like, okay, bye, Glass. Oh, wait. Bye in the emergency exit kind of way. I'm honestly surprised that didn't kill, but, I mean, it's whatever. So he goes into Primarina, And I didn't really want any of my other Pokemon to take whatever he might use. I wasn't sure if he was going to use Moonblast or Sparkling Aria. So I thought, you know what, I'll stay in, I'll take the hit, and get a free switch in. So I got into Serena, who is by far my favorite Pokemon to use in Gen 7. It's just something about her design and her power, it just works so well for me. So I got Dropkick. See, like Dropkick, quad 4 weak resistant, be able to do that much to a Talonflame. I just think that's ridiculous. So fearing anything that thing could use, I switched into Palisade. Now Palisade, he has massive defenses and decent HP and special defense. So I thought, you know what, if he uses Flamethrower or some other flying or fire move, I'll be able to take it regardless of what it is. So he uses Inferno Overdrive, which Talonflame's special attack is not all that high, and I believe Inferno Overdrive always is special. Don't quote me on that, but regardless, even if it was physical, it wouldn't do that much anyway because of Palisade's high defenses. So yeah. He goes Acrobatics, which doesn't do that much, of course, because he's still holding the Fiery MZ, and I have massive defense, like I said. So I use Shadow Ball, and it does a pretty decent amount. And this Talonflame just is not doing anything to me. And I just keep on using moves that'll do consistent damage, and dang it, that didn't kill. That's honestly really annoying, because Palisade, there were a few Pokemon on the rest of the team that I felt like if he had a bit more HP, I could have done something else with him, like maybe taken a first impression from Golisopod or something else, or even potentially taken a move from his Serena. But I didn't. It's okay. It's whatever. I didn't necessarily need Palisade for any of his other mons. I just would have been nice to be able to have a safe switch in, but whatever. I completely forgot that Queenly Majesty was an ability that they could have. But thankfully, this one didn't have it. And that comes into play much later. That comes very important later on. If this play hadn't happened, if it had Queenly Majesty, I would have lost this battle. So he uses Teeter Dance, and thankfully Teeter Dance now has a 33% chance of working instead of a 50% chance. So I was able to break through it and Leech Life it for the win. Again, I just don't understand why Leech Life does so much damage. So now he goes into Primarina. Now, I don't really know what to do against this thing. I figured, you know what, he's probably gonna use Moonblast and get me out of here with emergency exit, so I'm just gonna stick in here. I don't want anything to take damage they don't need to. So I go back into Serena, and I know it can take at least one Moonblast. So I think, you know what, I'm just gonna use Dropkick. Maybe it'll do enough so that way I can bring back in Golisopod and kill it with first impression. So I do take this Moonblast pretty well, like really well. And here is the point where I basically win this battle. My friend figuring out that I had Queenly Majesty just completely threw him for a loop. It just messed him up somehow. He just completely forgot that first impression was also a priority move. So he goes in being very confident, thinking he's going to win, and then Queenly Majesty activates, and I kill him with the Dropkick. Again, if his Serena had Queenly Majesty, I feel like I would have lost, because he wouldn't have used Aqua Jet, and it just wouldn't have messed him up, and he would have used Moonblast to kill me instead. But now all he has left is Palisade, and I believe I have two more. I have this and Raichu left, and Raichu, obviously knowing Grass Knot, will defeat the Palisade pretty handily. And I figure, you know what, I'm going to go back into Golisopod now, take whatever he's going to use. If it's Shadow Ball, it'll probably kill me, it's whatever. But this actually doesn't kill me, and neither does the poison. So, first impression, obviously, it might kill, it might not, but it doesn't really matter at this point. I got this in the bag, and it does kill. So, yeah, that's my first ever competitive battle in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I plan on doing as many of these as I possibly can. I have a bunch on dock, ready to go, with I guess a better team that's like centered around my playthrough team, but just with better IVs, better EVs, better nature and stuff. So yeah, I'll catch you then, and until then, post in the comments who your favorite Gen 7 Pokemon is. So yeah, see you next time.